Good evening, and welcome to another impertinent episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your improvisatory and impromptu host, Voice of Doom. Getting kind of sick of this. They will not let me put on a diatribe today because BG decided that my computer needed to be updated. Now it's really fouling up. And I have a love-hate relationship with Microsoft and the entire technocracy because what they've done is amazing, but when it doesn't work, I don't like it. So you get us used to stuff, and then when things start going wrong, you better be on top of it. I don't care if Bill Gates has to be dragged out of his bed in the middle of the night. You put together this apparatus, you better keep it going. You're in charge of that. Whatever you're doing in bed, I don't know. But I wanted to just talk about something kind of off the cuff. It's a Tuesday, it's January 11th, and the holidays are over, and the feasting and the figgy puddings have all been consumed, and now the powers that be are ready to go back to work. And I noticed that since there's a dearth of major disasters going on, we can talk about the last disasters. And my theme today is going to be a little bit controversial, to say the least, because I want to stipulate and offer the postulate that Black lives do matter, and they made a point of it over a period of about a year, to the point where people are standing up and taking notice that they better take care of Black lives. But they're kind of doing it at the sacrifice and at the loss of other lives, like white conservative lives. And I'll give you a couple examples. There was a riot in the Capitol, and you can't get much information on this because the media industrial complex doesn't want you to know too much about what happened. But suffice it to say that a Capitol police officer shot into the crowd because he saw a threat, and a woman named Ashley Babbitt was killed. And there was no reason for that killing, but he's been exonerated, and you won't find it on any of the major networks because they don't want to talk about it, because it kind of flies in the face of everything else that's gone on. But it is evident that if you shoot into a crowd of conservative Trumpsters, then you're not going to suffer any repercussions. It's not going to happen because you had to do it because they're crazy people. So that's that. Now, where else has this been happening? Well, Petri Dish has been running around getting on his high horse saying how he's going to save democracy by promoting this Election Fairness Act, or whatever the hell he calls it, which is trying to, create solutions for a problem that's just yet to be, found. They do it all ass backwards, as usual. They know that there's rampant unfairness in the electoral system where certain segments of society are not able to vote because they're not capable of getting the proper documentation like an ID to be able to go vote. So they want to circumvent that and make it fair for everybody, regardless of what IDs they have, to vote. And if they're in this country, then I guess they should vote. Now, anybody with half a brain, even 1/4 or 1/3 or one tenth of a brain, would know that both sides, I mean, no matter how you slice that theory, you look like a damn racist pig. And these demos don't seem to see it. They are so entrenched in their role as the saviors that they don't see just how racist they are. And they've always been racist. Everybody knows it. Anybody that knows history, anybody that knows everything about politics knows. Absolute racist. People of color and people in the inner city aren't capable of getting an ID. They just are running around with nothing. They don't have anything, and they're being shunted aside. They are marginal people because they can't find an ID because they don't know how to get anywhere to do anything. Give me a break. Stop it with all that, because social services will make any street person a very rich person if you just fill out the forms and do it right. Anybody on the street could become a millionaire. You just fill out the forms. You just get some social worker on your side and you'll be a millionaire. Give me a break. So they're racist to the core. And I don't know if they know that they are or they don't know that they are. They might be so stupid. They're just after power. So they condescend to the max and pretend like, well, they think, apparently, that if they can get more voters on the dole, they will, more voters on the roster than as if they dish out the money, then the common herd will vote for them. And I really want to see what happens in November, but as I've said many times before, the odds of a regular election in November is very low. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a 99% chance that it'll be a fiasco. And everybody knows why, because the D's are really in a bad spot, because they have an idiot and a co-idiot and a vice idiot and an idiot speaker and an idiot head of the leadership of the Senate. They're all absolutely insane. And everybody's starting to realize it now. You look at the news, yeah, finally, it takes a while. It takes a while for them to catch up with what's going on, but eventually they go, yeah, they're all bad. And if we keep going on this route, we're in big trouble. So, more impromptu stuff. Okay. How else are the conservatives being ostracized and marginalized? Well, I think they have some sort of a protocol on giving therapeutics on this COVID-19. I know, I'm an idiot. I know nothing. But the COVID-19 that's kind of like the common cold that they're treating like it's a bubonic plague on steroids is wreaking havoc throughout the planet. People are getting colds right and left. So they want to give the therapeutics first to people of color and minorities, because they just haven't gotten a fair shake throughout history, and we got to make up for it. And if that's our way of making up for past sins, I'm sorry. You guys are delusional. You can make up for it, and it won't be half as draconian as what they're doing. You make up for it by just improving yourselves, everybody. God. Everybody knows what's right, and everybody knows what meritocracy is. And if you don't, then we're in big trouble, because we're going to have freaking idiots building bridges, and the bridges are not going to hold. So, yeah, the old white people in their 70s and 80s who are wheezing are going to have to take a back seat to healthy young Haitians or Cameroonians or wherever they're bringing their other variants from, because we have to make up for past sins. Really stupid. And everybody knows it. So Fauci was back on the hot seat, and Rand Paul was back, ranting. And I know Rand Paul is an idiot, so when I see him not letting Fauci even get a word in, I know there's a rhyme to his reason, because I trust his brain way more than this, whatever the fuck he is, who's a liar. And it's been proven that he's a liar. You'll find out in 2 or 3 days, as soon as Fox News catches up with The Hill or Gravitas and realizes that the frickin' FOIA papers are out. Faustus lied his ass off. Everybody knew it, and everybody knows it. God, I'm just nobody. In Carson City, I know way more than these guys. Not because I find it out, or dig it up. I'm not a journalist. I just find it out. Get it together. This guy's a liar. This guy's an opportunist, and this guy's got way more nefarious ideas than Rand Paul could even think about. Because Rand Paul still says, "Oh, but I believe in you." Oh, God. You guys are going to find out. You guys are going to find out, and you're going to be livid. Because there's nothing you can do about it after that. It's not like, oh, we'll just make legislation. No, you got stuff in your body. So, I'm sorry. I'm going to get back on my rants, man. I'm going to start really ranting because we got like 2 or 3 months. I know I keep on pushing the can down the road, but give me a break. 2022 is going to be horrible. You just wait until these Olympics are over, so-called whatever the hell they're doing in Beijing. When those are over, you watch. You watch what happens. And I don't know if I can rant on for 15 minutes. I think I've done enough. And I've done nothing. I'm sorry. It's not that good. But I think I said a lot. Because there's a reverse racism going on, and there's rampant racism. There's racism against white Trumpsters who are in the wrong place at the wrong time. You get, your neck, with a bullet in it, and that's just too bad. Other people, that's all right, but there's raw, rampant racism by the very people that espouse to be the saviors. Because they are so racist, and everybody should know it. If you don't know it by now, you're not paying attention. You don't vote. Please don't vote. I want to restrict voting. Forget about this Voting Rights Act. I want to restrict voting. I want to say you've got to pass a test to vote. You got to take a freaking quiz first before you're even allowed to go into the voting booth. Because if you're a brainless idiot, you can't have that. Democracy's a failure, and anybody with half a brain knows it. We can do better, and we will do better after the conflagration. So I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry it couldn't go 15 minutes, but I am a bit wasted. All right, then.